Hey, good afternoon, everybody. We're back again. So apparently this thing has started a little soon. I don't know if my buddy 3 is actually still in there or not. We'll have to wait and see. And how's everybody doing today? Hey, you are there. Good. Good, good, good. Alrighty, so what we've got here today is a 1x2 for Mr. Rude. This thing came in, used to be an old X-Force. I went ahead and I cleaned up some of the ooh and goo and shmoo and blue and whatever else was in here. Just went ahead and pulled all the main components off the board just because it's a lot easier. A lot of things were just laying loose in here. We had bad transistors. 3, I know you can tell me what's wrong with this picture here. Probably just by looking at the type of potentiometer that they had in there. Wire wound. That should never be in an amplifier. At least not for what we're using it for. Yep, wrong one, buddy. Wrong one all the way. Right value, just the wrong type. So just a lot of different things going on with this. It had some Motorola's in there. They were 9120s. I'm not even sure what that is, but one of them was completely shorted. The other one has a gain of about 8, and even on Motorola standards, that's just too low. The only thing that we're actually going to be able to use as far as the transistors are concerned is the MRF 454. So I've never used one of those for a driver in a 2-pill, but should be pretty close as far as to giving enough oomph. 2-pill doesn't need a whole lot anyways. So I pulled it out. It still has a gain of about 30 on it. Still a little tight, but put something in there and get some more of the junk out of the edges. I have cleaned and cleaned and cleaned on this thing. This one was so bad, 3, I put it in the sink. It's made by Maycom, but it's a MRF 454 is what that is, 3. Let me get a couple more pill screws. I've already mounted these. I haven't got them soldered down, but I've got those mounted. I got started on this early this morning. Got stopped to take care of a couple of quick things for some locals. But I got the new transistors here mounted, which these are going to be HGs. But let me get a couple more pill screws. I don't exactly trust the original ones that were in there. Which it is good practice to actually replace those. Hello, Mudslinger. So you say you've got a three pill to rebuild three made? Yeah, this thing, it's got a lot of problems. One of the other things too, and I told him this was going to get changed out as well. I'm sure you guys can probably tell, you know, 2 red power wires, that's never a good thing. Plus, one of the things that I didn't see whenever I took all this out, the housing itself is busted and cracked, so that's all. We're just going to put him all new leads and everything in there because this is not even worth even trying to send back. Oh, so you've got an X-Force 2 that you're going to be doing, huh? Oh, man, oh man. Yeah, this one would have been a good candidate 3 mate if I would have thought about it. If I had things set up, this one would have been a good good one if you'd have seen the crap that I got off the board. I mean, this thing was almost completely black and green on the copper board. So this one would have been a good candidate for doing like what you do. Oh, yours is already fixed. Well, see, you needed to come down here and do mine for me. Yeah, this one's been fixed by 2 or 3 different people over its lifetime, so there's not much X-Force left in this box. Yeah, I was gonna fire up and finish up that 148 today. I've got a 148 done, and I got it all closed up. I was gonna do the video, and then I remembered one thing that the customer wanted done to that I didn't get done, so I got to take it back apart this afternoon and redo a couple things that he wanted done to that. Well, I called him and he'd added some stuff to it, so no biggie. I'll get to that this evening. I am located in South Central Indiana, is where I'm located at. Mudslinger. Since I've got this all out, I'm going to put me a little foot. I already put one on the big transformer. But I'm going to put me a little foot on the power transformer on the output of the one pill as well. Just want to make sure that don't have to worry about a short or anything like that. I know some people agree with this and some people don't, but I like putting, even if it's just a teeny bit, I like putting a little bit of adhesive on the pill strips. And that way you don't have to worry about the transistor doing all the work to hold everything in place or the parts. It just takes a little stress off of the tabs of the transistor. Yeah, actually I have. I've got a couple small ones. I mean, I haven't got into the LD MOS by no means. I don't even know if I want to mess with the LD MOS. I know a few people that's had really good luck with those, and some haven't. But yeah, I haven't got into the LD MOS technology, but I have built a few with like the 9530. I think it's 9530s, and then the 520s. I've done a few with those. Yeah, the LD MOS, that's kind of expensive to get into, and I've heard horror stories and everything else on the LD MOS. That's the main reason why I've just not really messed with it. I gotta order some more of these too. Still a little short. That's all right. We'll just replace it with a new one anyways. I'm sitting there listening to the locals right now. These days I'll get my smoke, little smoke box that I've got built. One of these days I'll get it brought back in here and get it hooked up on the bench. Just I hate hearing that noise run. Worldwide 425. Good afternoon or good morning. Good morning. I already got the glue on there, but I'm going to try to scrape off some of this excess crap. Just easier to do it now than what it is when it's in there. Hope I got enough glue on there to bond this. You need my number. Well, it's on several videos. But if you need the number, give me just a minute and I will see that you get it. Well, you don't have to get off the live feed. There you go. That should give you what you need there. Try to get a little straighter here for you. All right, well, since I've got it off the camera, or off the stand rather, kind of show you where we're at. Like I said, just took everything off, cleaned it. Of course, there's several things that's got to change on the input and output, so that's just part of it. Just part of it. Now, I'm using a different camera too today. I don't know if I like this one any better or not. Yeah. If you'd have seen what I started with, like I said, this whole board was almost completely black. I mean, you can still see bits and pieces of the discoloration and everything else that's in it. But I know somebody repaired this. There's a real light, faint, scratched name that says Stingray 2006 over here. So this is pretty old board. Like I said, I know it's been through a couple different people. I don't know of anybody that went by Stingray back in the day, but it doesn't mean anything. I used the solder sucker and sucked up all the hash and trash off the board too. Get some of this excess crap off this thing too. You are? Well, that didn't last long, buddy. Yeah, I'll have to talk to you about that here after a while when we're not online. Yeah, I've got a service to go to this evening for one of my locals who passed away. These capacitors back in here. Yeah, there were so many pieces and parts in this, guys, whenever I started that was just loose. Somebody had tried to bypass the original one pill section and just run the two pill section, but I had so much stuff boogered and then blew it up, and then my buddy somehow or another my buddy wound up buying it, Mr. Rude. So we set it up here and wanted me to make it run again. You know, this is the way we should always build a 3-pill. Just put it in the bigger box. You might not build so many of these in the little small cases and fight with that on a regular basis. That and I don't know how many other builders I've talked to, and they've said the same thing. You ought to be using a larger case because the heat sink really isn't big enough. Granted, this is more than adequate, but the heat sink really isn't big enough that we've been using for the little 1x2s. And I've had good luck out of them. you know, in the small cases that we build most of our 2-pill amplifiers in. But with everything that we've got going on, even for something as small as a 3-pill, this is just such a better setup to put it in the bigger box like this anytime you've got the driver. Besides, it makes our lives a whole lot easier. But if I had a SOS pad, I would have loved to have done it. I actually need to get some more SOS pads. I mean, I don't usually make it a habit of having to scrub, but this one, like I said, it was just too nasty. I didn't have a choice. I had to take and clean this thing. You know, I mean, I've seen you do that on multiple occasions. Let's see. I have to pull out the old notebook. I don't remember on the 1x2 what I used for the input. But that's what we make notes for, right? Well, that's what I was wondering. Since it's a 454, I haven't messed for years. I haven't messed with a 454, so I know how it was originally built. It was built with a 120, but that was actually what I was thinking. As far as this capacitor here, I'm going to put what's necessary here on the 2-pill. Then on the 1-pill, I've got to figure out what we got to have for that one. I know you've messed with more 454 transistors than I have, so you're more familiar with that than I am. You need a stud mount? Today may be your lucky day, Biggin. You said 454? Huh. Looky there. Never been soldered. Brand new. If you're interested, get with me. If I sell them, I'd rather sell them as a pair. I don't even know what those things are even worth, to be honest with you. I bet I've had those at least 20 years. Would you say should go right here, 3 on the 1-pill on the output? You got to find your hooker first. 330 for an output tuner? I mean, I agree with that as far as making that a 330, but on the output tune? $180. Okay. Yeah, now that would make sense. What's going on, Rolling Stone? Seen you pop in there and put a 2-cent piece in. Yeah, I'm sure I'll have to do that 3 in order to figure out what this crazy thing's going to wind up needing. If it was a 2290, I know it would go there. I actually prefer to build these with a 2290 as a driver. Some people like the 1446s, some people like the 2290s. I don't know, I've used a little bit of both, but I still prefer the 2290. Guess that's because of the way I've built all these years. I've always built with the 2290 for my main driver. You guys are probably going to hear those birds chirp too. $120? What, you're going to give me $120 for those transistors? I'm lost. You know, I've done it both ways, 3, and sometimes it makes a difference and sometimes it doesn't. Curiosity. Yeah. What are you doing, buddy? You're supposed to be working, not watching. Yeah, the proverbial cheat sheet. The proverbial cheat sheet. You must have a lull in your day, or you must be at lunch. What's going on, Mr. Clean? Yeah, I figured it was lunchtime. I had a very, very late lunch, or very, very late breakfast this morning. So yeah, this is another one too that seems like everybody goes back and forth on the fence about this one little part right here. But I don't use the conventional method of a 4.7 ohm resistor either. I actually use a 1 ohm in between the 1 pill and the 2 pill section. And the only reason I put anything in there other than a piece of wire is because I have found that if you have even something as minute as a 1 ohm resistor, you can actually see it on the, especially on the flare gun, you can actually see a little bit of push or pull here in this resistor, and you know whether or not it just makes it easy as far as to know whether the input and the output of the two pieces, if they're copacetic. If this is starting to get real hot, well, obviously there's backup either here or this is pushing back towards the 1 pill. So just kind of nice, you know, as far as having that little space in there. 1 ohm of resistance really isn't a whole lot, but it does make a huge difference. So yeah, I know you've put together a few of these as far as with the 454s, Mr. Clean. All right, so I'm going to rewrap that output transformer because I don't know what that metal clad was that they're using for the output tune. If I can get by with doing what I want to do or not. Yeah, yeah, the 492s do too. I'll start here and then I'll have to probably go back. Depends on how this thing sits in there as to once I start adding a little bit of power to the system. Yeah, it's just making some new feedbacks. Hey Herman, did you ever find out on the on that Xenier? That's what you were using. Oh, that's fine. I'm just curious since I was sitting over here with that bag of them over here on the end of my table. Does it still look like it's going to be a go for you to come over from Cincinnati this weekend? You know you're going to have to start making better notes, right, big guy? Like everybody else, I have tried multiple different formats for these feedbacks. Not that they're really all that bad to make, but for what little they are, they're still a pain in the ass to build. Yeah, I've got the door open, so just pay no never mind to the birds chirping and fighting outside. Just the temperature's perfect right now, so might as well get some fresh air while I can. Yeah, it's showing we're supposed to get some rain today, but I'll tell you, like I said, I'm going to enjoy what good weather we've got. It's 68 degrees outside, I think. Yes, it is. Yeah, there's very few things that I don't use Teflon on. It's just a small portion of Teflon. This is 20 gauge, I think. Yeah, I've got a small rack for the small stuff that I've got that's up here on the ceiling that I peel off of. So everything except for 2 rolls is all Teflon, which is I think 12 gauge that I use for power supplies. Yeah. Yeah, some of those are small rolls. That's not even what I've got hanging, but I don't have wrapped up on spools. I've got more that's actually hanging in large chunks that I've got to get over onto some spools yet. Whenever some of these smaller ones run out, the smaller ones that I've got typically I can put about 150 feet on most of those small ones that I've got up there. All right, so that's taken care of. All right, so we still got to wind that, put our output capacitor on that. Oh. And then I've got a few small pieces that I just pull off piece at a time as I go along. So what's for lunch today, Herman? Pulled pork from that one restaurant. Steak. And you guys have got some killer restaurants up that way. Pizza today, huh? I'm telling you, I'm getting close to caught up. I'm going to be coming up to visit you one of these weekends. Yeah, we've got a local place not too far up the road from me that they make some killer pizza. Since it's noon, they actually have a buffet. It's called Blondie's. I just wish they did delivery. Of course, we've got another place called Blake's, and oh my God, they've got some killer hot wings. Damn it! You must be doing better than me, 3, if you're eating that kind of stuff. That is some killer pecan pie she makes. I see why you're not no skinny boy. Yeah, I think I gained 10 pounds just eating what little I got of that pecan pie that the boy didn't devour. Next time I'm gonna have to put it in the shop and lock it up. know, a piece of pie to him means you get you one slice and he takes the rest of the damn pie. You know, small slice. That's what I took. He took 3/4 of the rest of it. He got 3 fixed. Oh Lord. Yeah, like I said, man, I don't see how you ain't 500 pounds by now. I really don't. Okay, now I still got to put the power wires in. Let's run the lap. Around the outside, around the outside. All right. Now let's cut some wires for the power. Get that installed. I'll be back. I know about how long we need to make those. There, I'll shut the door 3. I'll show the comment. Yeah, they get pretty loud around here. Yeah, those birds do get loud. Sometimes I forget about how loud some of that stuff is on the camera, especially when I get that headset in. Oh Lord, it's just like they're right here next to me, sitting on my shoulder. No, actually, those are robins, believe it or not. Believe it or not, those are robins and turtle doves out there that are making all that noise. By the way, Herman, if you need a few of them, I didn't order but about a dozen of them, but I do have some of the small 50 amp disconnects in stock. I know it's about the same for you to buy them up there as it is here, but I do have a couple of the small ones. My big ones, they are on back order, unfortunately. You got 20/20 hearing. Yeah, I need to put a new door on my garage. The frame is unfortunately getting pretty rotten. Just easier to put those little tabs on now than it is to put them on after the wires are already soldered in the box. Such a faster way to go. Now, I'm not going to reground this where they had it from the factory. The reason why is because the spot that's back here where it was originally soldered, it's actually bubbled up where they've got it so hot trying to get it to stick. Like I said, if you guys would have seen what it looked like to start with, you'd have just shook your head. You are always a smart aleck, buddy. Always a smart aleck. Well, that's what I didn't want to do. It's all right. We'll just go ahead and put a new grommet in there anyways. Oh, Lord. And that's the end of that solder reel. I don't know if I want that. You guys are talking about toilets and everything else. Good God. And you're probably the ones putting him up to all this stuff, Three. There we go. All right. So let's see where we're at here. Make sure we got everything. Okay, we've got our input tuner we still need to take care of yet. But I think you're right. I think I'm going to use a variable there, find out what my tune needs to be at on the input. No, 3 is not right in the head. Should be it for the big iron. Sure, everything's soldered. Resistors there, we've got that. Okay. Got a couple of things we may need to change, which I went ahead and put the from the collector to ground. I went ahead and went with the 330 because I'm reasonably sure that that does require that, but as soon as we go to test it, we'll find out. Sitting there listening to these guys here on the idiot box. All right, so we've got our output tune. Get that all taken care of. Went ahead and put the stubbing diode in there on the relay to help take some of the initial brunt off of the keying circuit, but you didn't have one in there to start with, so that's taken care of. We've got our power wires put in, protection diode. Yeah, I think we're ready to test fire this and tune it out and see what it does. So at that note, I think I'm going to go ahead and stop for the moment. We're going to go ahead and go off camera, do a tune on this, find out what we need on it, and then we'll come back and do a final video on it. But find out what needs to be changed in the circuit as far as a whole. But other than that, guys, looks like we're good to go on this. Did you see the video on my face on that horse? No, I have not. But I could probably attest that you are horses but behind. All right, guys, we'll catch you here after a while. Like I said, I'm going to go ahead and take a standby off of this. We're going to go ahead and I'm going to do a quick check and see where we're at as far as on the tune. Then we're going to come back. I'll probably run to town since Mr. Clean was talking about pizza, and I know they've got the pizza buffet going on for, well, maybe. I didn't realize it was 1 o'clock my time. So yeah, I may call up there before I go, but yeah, like I said, I'm gonna do a quick check on this, go get some lunch, come back, and then we'll finish up this. I got a 148 that we're also gonna do a video on and get it finished up yet today. So yeah, a lot of little piddly stuff. All right, guys, I appreciate it. We'll catch you on the rebound. Oh yeah, I'd be tired. That's for sure. Definitely be tired on that, buddy. All right, we'll catch you. We'll catch you guys here after a while later on this afternoon. Have a great day.